recording though. I can't see it.
It's counting.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, doggy. Okay.
We're gonna get so distracted. This is gonna be hard.
Oh, Jada.
Okay. Here, don't hold it though because it's gonna wobble.
Oh.
There. Here, let's just get it on like ground like that, and then we'll tip it.
All right.
Our direction. That's the cool thing about these things is they just like.
Oh, okay.
They will do what you want them to eventually.
So
we're still back. Recording.
We have a lot of content. We have a lot of behind the scenes for you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Lots of bloopers.
Yeah, it's so nice. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because the animals.
The animals.
I love the animals.
I haven't seen the animals. What animals? There were
some dogs before. And,
You're
look, right there. Oh, look too. It's the person that let me.
It's the little. Oh my god.
Oh my god! How could you not want to touch the doggy?
Oh.
I went up to a couple and I was like, "Can I just please carry it?" And they had this face that they wanted to kill me.
He looked horrified.
He looked upset, but
I said, "You're gonna hold my dog."
I was like, "I don't care."
You're not gonna hold my dog.
Yeah. But he still gave me the dog, and I held it, and it was nice. So.
He acted like a typical celebrity.
He was a celebrity, and I'm just like, oh.
Don't you come near my dog.
Yeah, and his wife too. They were both like.
My dog is special.
Yeah,
you
it was
understand.
funny.
It's a special. It's a special.
But it was a cute doggy. That's why I was like, oh, it was tiny and white and fluffy, and I'm like, I need to carry him or her.
Okay, so we wanted to talk.
Yeah.
About.
We were gonna talk about yes. So. Amy was commenting to me that a lot of the times people approach her because they want to get free readings, and that it's happened to me before.
They're tricky too. They'll okay, I had one yesterday who was like, I had this reading with you yesterday, but I don't quite remember it. Can you call me back and refresh my memory? And I'm like, I know what's gonna happen when I do that.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna call, and then she's gonna be, well, what about this? And well, what about that? Well, what about? And I was like, no.
Yeah, well, you catch on because when I had my gym. I used to have a gym before all this. Rewinding back, I was always in the mainstream media, but sorry, before. Okay, so long story short, I've always been a dancer, singer, and then I got into fitness because my ex-husband said I needed to change my course of action, and then I was pregnant, had her, and I had to change everything. So I had a gym. I got into fitness, and so when I had my own gym, everybody would come in and literally just want to have free sessions, free yoga sessions. Free whatever I taught, and I would allow it, and I would.
You did?
Yeah, I felt bad for everyone because they would give me a story.
Aww.
My ex-husband would leave me. Yeah, that's just the way I was.
I've got the podcast for free stuff, you guys. I do have a free way to get stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta learn, you gotta value yourself. So I learned after a while. This person's coming at me like this. No, you need to. It's an energy exchange.
Set your boundaries.
Yeah, set your boundaries.
I'm happy to do exchanges. I love exchanges if they're valuable to me too.
Yeah, no, of course you got to outweigh everything, and so it's
how do you know when to trust though? Like when everybody's trying to schmooze you and get in with you.
You just know. We were talking about that in the last video. It's when you learn how to use your intuition. Your heart talks so much, and the moment that you feel it, it's like for me, I feel a sense of like closingness. My stomach feels tight. I don't feel like I'm welcomed. And so I immediately know, and there's also that look, and also that just mannerisms can say a lot. A person to me that's lying will always kind of look fidgety. I mean, of course, granted, you gotta also.
That's true. I've seen some of that.
But for overall, you just gotta study the person and feel with your heart. Does this feel good to me? Does this sound like this person's genuine? And most of the time, when you go with your gut and your heart, you're right. So that's the way I know, at least for me.
If somebody's pouring it on thick, that's a really good indicator.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh.
Like, really? Come on. I mean, no fake tears. Come on, stop. Or,
Unless they've been your good friend for a long time and it feels sincere.
Yeah.
You know when it's not sincere.
You really do feel that. And that's why I go back to saying, once you develop those skills within, you can really just learn how to open little by little. And, it just happens. But it's sad. It's everywhere. The fakeness is everywhere. A lot of people will use you, and sometimes you will fall into it. But I think at least after I learned how to work with my heart, it's been very rare. And if I do spot it, I'm very stern about it. I'm like, look, I didn't like this. As before, I used to just be quiet. Now it's like, why are you doing this? Let's talk this out. But that's how I feel. I don't know.
How do you learn to trust your instincts?
Because I feel like I said, if I meet someone and that person doesn't resonate, it's just something inside of me that says no.
So a little bit off subject, but like, how did you how did you even find time to meditate and do all that spiritual stuff when you were in all that whirlwind?
When that was happening to me? Yeah. When I was having issues with celebrity?
All that hoopla.
I think when I would wake up, I'd have hypnagogia, and I would
What is that?
Hypnagogia is a stage between it's an altered state before sleeping and you're sleeping.
Oh, I didn't know there's a name for that. Of course there's a name for everything.
Yeah, there is.
Hypnagogia, of course.
And during that stage, hypnagogia. Mind you, I like to research a lot what happens to me because it's like a lot of like supernatural
That makes
stuff.
sense. Yeah. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, I think we all do, but sometimes you don't remember it, or sometimes you just like play it off as something else. But for me, those things started happening to me, so I would recall my dreams at that time. That was like the only time that I knew something was happening, but I didn't know how to interpret it. So I think it was more like in your subconscious, and I wasn't making the right choices, but I was being guided. So it was so hard because you're being told, but you don't know how to do it because you're still not awakened, or you still don't understand. Now, that's when I receive. I'll write things down, or I'll just my art flow as it is. When I go onto my stage, I'll channel like crazy. So I'll have
Really, even when you're performing?
Yeah, because it's
That's
not
so
really,
cool.
it's not physical. I mean, it's physical to most people, but it's spiritual for me. It's
so
what calms
cool.
me down. It's what gives me messages. It's when I get more voices that guide me. It's kind of like a shaman.
Like what I do when I get on my channel.
Yeah, you
Mine just happens to be like, specific for a certain purpose, and yours is a different purpose. But
Yeah.
we're all channeling. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I don't think most people even realize that they're channeling.
Sorry.
It's a dog. It's a white German Shepherd.
It's so cute. Jada, look. But yeah, we don't that's what I'm saying. We all have different gifts and we do it differently. So, I mean, for me, like, just be on the lookout. There could be signs, visions in your dreams, or even sometimes I'll be here and I'll see a vision. I won't understand it at the moment, but later then you will.
So true.
Right?
So true. You start connecting the dots on it.
Yes.
She and I do that all the time.
Yeah.
We're always exchanging information.
sending her, oh my
I
God,
saw a
look.
dragonfly today,
Yes,
or whatever.
yes.
Like we're bouncing off of each other.
Yeah, so that's an amazing one, because you're getting them all the time. And so if you can learn to do that at an early stage of your career, you will really go far and not lose yourself, because it comes super easy the more you dive into that.
Can you, what do you mean by awakening?
Well, so for my
Okay,
for
so
me-
I think Channing Tatum's going through
he
an
is.
awakening right now, because he's talking about on his Instagram, he's saying that he is starting to venture off into all of this stuff, and starting to realize there's actually something to it. He discovered an app that really just kind of opened his mind to astrology and stuff like that. So
good for him.
I know.
Good for him, because he's been out there for a while.
Right. Time to get grounded, time to
Yes,
expand,
yes.
time to
So
go
many
bigger,
people,
broader.
Yes, so many people. I think that, what was the question? I forgot.
Awakening, what's your definition?
Okay.
What does awakening even mean?
Yeah.
People throw that out all the
Yes,
time.
yes.
He hasn't awakened yet. I'm like, was he sleeping? What are you talking about?
Oh my
Seriously,
God.
they throw it out there like he's asleep.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Yeah, it becomes
are there degrees of awakening? You know what I mean? And there are.
Yes, this ride, it's been
It's almost like that he's awakened that he should be with me, and it's just like, how egotistical is that? Now he's awake, but no. It's a spiritual thing.
It's a spiritual process. It's because, so I feel like this world, what we live in, we have been taught from our parents, from our teachers, from even your church people, that there's a certain way of living, and it's practically you go to school, you go to college, you get married, and then you have kids, and that's it. You eat, sleep, wake up,
Societal.
And so what happens to many people, and people that are already with, I believe, I don't know, because I'm confused about indigos and light seeds or star seeds.
Oh my gosh, there's so many names for everything out there. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people have come into the earth to help make them see this is not your life. This is not really what it should be.
Yes.
And
you're so much more than this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there comes a point where you start questioning why you're here. Why am I waking up to do this when it doesn't feel right? So that's where the awakening part starts happening. And then it'll take you to deeper levels. You go into a rabbit hole, and then you there's moments where you really think you're going crazy, because since everybody's still asleep, per se, they think you're crazy. And they're like, well, you're not doing what everybody's doing. What's wrong with you?
Right? Yeah.
And then
you gotta go against the grain, God forbid.
Yes. And so sometimes because of that, you may fall back into it and stay there, but you're gonna be guided to keep coming out. So you feel like this is not right, but you're always gonna feel that, no, you should be doing something that goes with you. So when it comes to that, awakening, it means really to step out of this normal lifestyle, not normal, but this lifestyle that
wake up in the matrix, realize you're in the matrix.
Yeah, that's what it was to me. And
take the pill. What is it, the blue pill or the red pill?
I don't know which one it is. I've never seen the Matrix.
Take the pill that wakes you up.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta see. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen the Matrix?
No.
Oh,
that's what my other daughter's like, are you crazy? I'm like, she goes, you're practically there, this is your life. And I'm
know. Oh, when you watch it, it's gonna really resonate with you.
I have to. I just don't have time to watch
Except I will say there's a problem with the Matrix. The problem with the Matrix is they wake up to a reality that's pretty awful.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
You don't know. Oh, but it's
that
awful.
Sucks.
It's like they want to go back to sleep again because they're like, oh my God, what is this, right?
No.
Real reality when you wake up is actually like, you know what it's like.
Why?
What is that movie with Bradley Cooper?
Is it the one with Lady Gaga?
No. Limitless. That was a good movie though. That was a really good movie.
I've never seen it.
Limitless. You guys watch that movie and you'll see what like real awakening is, like real enlightenment. I'm about to talk about it actually in an upcoming video that I'm doing on supernatural experiences that I've had, paranormal experiences I've had. It'll be cool. You'll love it.
I want to see that.
But it talks about like awakening and enlightenment and stuff like that. But basically, it's just you feel like totally free, like you can do anything, and you can because we're all manifestors.
Perfect example. This hurricane was coming, and I was freaking out. My daughter, honestly, she's very awakened. She goes to me, Mom, we gotta go to Colorado. I'm like, but I don't know about the money and this and that. She goes, Mom, you're gonna get the money. Let's go.
Yeah.
What did I do? Book the flight. And this was when the hurricane was just coming. They said it was just a little storm. If I wouldn't have done that, I would be in Miami right now freaking out because it's category 5 now, okay? And they don't know. Right now, they're still hoping that it's going to go off to the west, but there is a probability.
Yeah.
So these are the things that start happening to you. You just start making decisions out of the blue or just having fun. Or just going with your intuition. If something's telling you go this way, go. You don't question it anymore. You just go.
Yeah.
You're on natural GPS.
Yes.
You know?
Some people are like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah. Or like my other daughter's she likes to plan things out, which I think is fine. But it's like, she's like, Mom, I need to know. I go, well, with me, if you're going to go out with me, I go with the flow. I'm not going to just be scheduling things. So, and it goes well for me. It just flows. But yeah, awakening is once you're at that stage where you understand it more, it's limitless. It really is limitless.
You really just become like one with life.
Yeah.
I mean, you start listening to the birds and the trees
and
the streams instead of, it's like, okay, so the world is almost like one big distraction, one after the other, one pretty person after the other, one big noise, one big scary thing, one big thing you see on the news that makes you freak out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all just one big distraction after another, you guys. And then I guess when you're awakening, you're more in touch with, it's like you're holding hands with God energetically. And you're just like, here I am in my anchor, in my energy is who I am with God's source energy, and I'm unshakable no matter what hoopla is going on around me.
And I'm still working.
I'm just right here.
Still working with that. It's not 100% yet. My daughter's the one that tells me, Mom, relax, it's fine, because everything turns out fine. At the end of the day, it's crazy. Like, I'll get the money I needed, or I'll meet the person that I needed to meet. So it's like, that's like the hardest concept for me to still get. Is total trust. Like, that's it. Like,
total surrender.
Yeah. So it's always a work in progress. So you're always going to expand more. So that's awakening, I think. I don't know. At least for me, right now, I'm having fun.
I think it also gives you a better sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
You're just able to laugh at stuff that happens. You're just like, oh, that's a good one. That's a real good scary story. If I were to believe that, man, that would be horrifying.
Yeah. Like for me, like I always have people, and that's the thing. If you have people around you that are really close to you that are not awakened, they're gonna give you hell for what you do. So let's say you go to a bar, I don't know, because you like it, and that person's not awakened. Oh, be careful, you're gonna get hurt. This is gonna happen to you. Like she says, you just gotta be like, yeah, whatever, and you still keep going.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
I have headphones, like these white headphones that I wear, that have Bluetooth, and so I can, when I'm talking on the phone, I'm just walking around with these headphones on. A lot of college students do it too.
Okay.
But I'll be walking around like that all the time, and I'll go into like, I went into a post office once, and this one old lady, like, she just looked at me like so disapproving. Are you talking to yourself with headphones on?
She said that?
Like, yeah. No, she just gave me that look.
Oh, I was about to say,
she's
what?
talking to herself. Like, and I was like, oh, I wish I could have been like quicker with my wit and just like fired up something like, well, I don't know like what I could have said, but it would have been really funny if I could have come up with it. I didn't.
That's how I am too.
I was like, damn it, when I walked away, I was like, I could have totally
messed with her. You found everything to say after.
It's like people's minds can be so closed, and they don't realize about Bluetooth, and that you can actually hear there's a total like little speaker in the headphone itself, and like
it makes like what you're saying.
If you're just used to your world being how it is, you'll make fun of people. Even my own dad, it can be really, really like closed-minded about some things, and he'll like laugh at me, and I'm like going,
and that's your dad.
You just have no clue. Are you kidding me right now? You know, but I don't care. I don't take it personally.
Did you ever take it personally?
He's unawake. He's asleep.
But did you ever take it? Because I still take it.
Oh, I used to. I used to get so mad at him. I used to like want to fight against that. You know, I used to just want to prove him wrong, or to be like, you don't know what you're talking, all that stuff. Yeah. But now I'm just like, aw.
Yeah, you feel bad for them.
Yeah.
But I'm not like you. I wish I was more.
Because he's in so much pain. Because he's just believing all this stuff, you know. And
that's where I'm at right now. I'm still I still get those triggers when my mom or somebody. But you know, that's what you have to do. You have to see it from that perspective. They don't see your world as their world is so closed that they don't see it as in the bigger picture. So
you got to be willing to be different.
Yeah.
Be willing to be different and be confident about it.
Yes.
And be proud of yourself and feel good about it. It took me a while to get confident, man. When I first started at the Lighthouse, and they said I was going to be a psychic reader, and like the one that comes in on the weekend, like the featured one or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, no,
really?
no. And I was so scared. And
Why?
It was like, you're going to sit in this chair and people are going to pay to come sit in front of you and ask you questions about life. And they're like wondering about their life purpose, and they're wondering what kind of job they're going to. I was so scared for a minute. I was like, I don't know. What if I don't have the answer? You know, what if I don't? Oh my gosh, I was so scared. But
so
then
what changed that?
Well, I was like, I think I'm just gonna surrender.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna surrender, not make it about me or my ego or any of that, and I'm just gonna connect with whatever comes through spirit.
Nice.
I was just like, it's not gonna be about me. It's gonna be about like, how can I help? So that's why I start all my readings that way. They sit before me, and I'm like, how can I help you? And they'll ask a question, and I'm not even like necessarily even there. I just kind of consult spirit. I'm like, what is it you guys are telling me? And then I've learned more through time. You know, it's been years of evolving this.
How many years have you been doing this?
Well, professionally, probably just 4 or so.
And then before that?
But before, it's like I've been talking to animals since I was little or whatnot. But
she talks to animals, Jay.
But I've been doing this type of stuff for years, kind of in the closet a little bit, but. You know, this was a big coming out.
Yeah, it is.
But it worked out when I took that stance, and I was just like, I don't have to have all the answers. And I have people who are like, they're becoming veterinarians or doctors, and they have the same anxiety. Like, I feel all this pressure to have all the answers or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't. Just be humble and be willing to say you don't have the answers. You can look it up and call them back. Yeah. You know, you can admit you don't know something and just say, why don't you research it on Google? I say that to people all the time if I don't know something. Like,
yeah, because even psychics don't have all the answers. It's not easy. The
names for things, like the between the sleep states.
Because you're psychic, it's like, I need to know now. First of all, you have to be in the right moment. Secondly, sometimes you don't get the answer because universe wants you to learn the lesson, and people don't get that. It's like, you can't always have your answer at the moment. So, I mean,
somebody will be like, what's going on with the planetary shifts right now with the full moon being in such and such and Sagittarius and Libra, and I'm just like, I have no clue what any of that means.
You're like, how could you not?
But go look up energy of September 2019 and you'll get the answer.
And sometimes you will get your own answer.
I mean, I can tap into what energies are coming through, like as synchronicities and things like that, like around me. I pick up on that stuff. That's what I put in my collective readings.
Right.
But when it comes to like going by the book or like what the Libras should do or Sagittarians should do at this particular time, that I don't know. That's head stuff. That's like, Yeah.
You know, that's how I work too.
That's not spirit stuff. That's like heady. That's heady.
That's more analytical stuff.
Yeah.
I get you. I work
it's
like
more
you.
like book knowledge.
Yeah.
It's
I'm like
more
her.
book
Like
knowledge.
maybe there's a term for what I do, but I don't really recognize it because I just go exactly with what comes in. So there's so many ways.
And they use different psychics for different things too, if you think about it, because it's like I have experience with animal training. I have experience with ghosts. I lived in a haunted house. So I have all this experience. My background with Qigong and energy healing and all this stuff. I've worked with one of the best healers in the world in Switzerland. I got mentored by him.
Wow.
And so there's all this experience that I have. So Spirit will send me people that I have experience in that area with, and then I help those people in that way. But somebody who has like a lot of experience or a lot of head knowledge with like astrology, they'll attract people who are really into astrology.
Yeah.
And then then you can you know, if somebody comes to me and they were in the corporate world for a while and they want to, you know, it's like I can tell you all kinds of things about the corporate world because I have a lot of experience there too.
Okay.
But you know, it's like everybody has something different to offer. Nobody's better than anybody.
No.
I don't care what industry you're talking about. We're just different. And the more authentic you can be, the more real you can be with people, then that's all that really matters. You know, you're just going to draw your crowd that are attracted to you for what you have to offer specifically.
Yeah, well, good point. That makes so much sense. I like that. It's
Thank
just
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know, awakening. So that all falls into that category. If you have any questions,
I am what I am, and
I don't know what's the rest.
I don't either.
I guess somebody out there may know if you want to put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead, 'cause I don't know. I have no idea.
I am what I am. Just I am what I am. Yeah. I am what I am, and I'm putting it out there. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch.
Yeah, I learned that too. I would be like, oh my God, I have so many followers. What happened? Why did they unfollow? And now I'm like, I don't care. Who resonates with me is going to resonate with me. Whoever doesn't can keep going. And
you know what's cool about people who do that, who stop following you? You're like, yes, because those that are left still like me.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
they're going to tell their friends and their family, and I'll just keep getting more and more other genuine people and other people who resonate with me and believe in unicorns and fairies and all that crazy stuff too.
Yeah, so it's like you weed out the people that aren't supposed to be met in your life. And once that's a part of the awakening,
we're coming back around to friends.
Yeah, and you realize this is what's most important. It's not to have popularity because of ego. It's because you have a group that really believes in your word and your energy and your art. So
and they truly support you for who you are.
Oh, that's the most beautiful thing.
Like we are for each other.
Definitely. Thank you. So I guess, the awakening. I don't know. Anything else you want to put out there about it?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much, there are different levels of awakening. There's enlightenment, and then there's all these epiphanies and Satoris that you have all along the way.
What is Satori? Wow. I heard you, like your last name, Satori. What does that mean?
I think it's Japanese. It kind of sounds like it could be Italian too. Satori. But like Japanese, I believe, and it means like sudden aha or like sudden awareness, like having an epiphany basically.
Nice.
It's like, really? Oh, that's what it's been about all this time. Yeah. And every time that we have one of those, every time we have an awareness or an epiphany, especially things that somebody's been trying to pound in our head forever, like when we have one of these epiphanies or Satori moments, it raises, that's ascension.
Yeah.
We get broader and broader and more expanded and crystalline or whatever. And we just keep rising in vibration.
All right, so it got cut off, but other than that, I think
they're like, shut up already. You guys are babbling.
We're talking too much. I mean, I think it's a passionate thing to talk about, and it's important for everyone to understand. So, I don't know. Anything else you want to add before?
No, I think we're good. But thank you so much again for joining me.
Because I learned. I think this is what she was saying real quick. To me, it's called a download when you start getting more stuff. So this was like a download for me just to be here and experience what you have to say. I'm learning a lot more. We all learn from each other.
Yay! All right, guys, have a beautiful day.
Thank you. I said thank you.
Bye.